We are. Everyone recording?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Yes, recording.
Woo! Woo!
Yes. we have a little Ric Flair
That's
here,
what
don't
we get. That's what we get when we try to do this with World King Kanji. World King Kanji, would you please say hello?
Omelette du fromage.
God.
That's what Dimzy said, that the only thing he can remember from Dexter's Laboratory. So before Dimzy introduces himself, I want everyone to go into the comment section below and tell me what you remember from Dexter's Laboratory more than anything else, because obviously the omelette de fromage thing is pretty awesome. And Dimzy, say hello.
What accent
Well,
do
of
you
course.
go into when you're doing it?
That's what I'm saying. Omelette du fromage. That's an Arabic French guy. And also, press the red button and subscribe to Real, because, you know, if you want to be a little DD and whatnot.
If you want more omelette de fromage,
If you want to take the DD.
Oh.
you can't go to play people like D Free for that, because he doesn't have the DD.
No, he's DD free. He's free of DD on his channel.
Goes for the DBZ.
Shout out to our good friend D Free, DBZ HD, world premiere
fuck is this
IMAX,
intro
high quality HD something,
1080p.
1080p, 4K Blu-ray, X-ray,
Ultra HD.
HD, DVD.
exactly. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about something that I kind of came to these guys with, and I was like, hey guys, wouldn't it be cool if this? And they're like, no, but we'll do the video anyway, because they pity me. But anyway, basically, what if Zamasu and Black were to actually win? And win to the point where, like, obviously they can't win. That's not how these stories or this show actually works. But win to the point where they actually have to kind of force Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, Whis, and Co. to basically leave Universe 7 and go into another universe. Something like Universe 6 and stuff. And maybe get us back to seeing Hit, Kaba, Frost, Potamo, Magetta, Champa, and Vados. Everyone that we met in the last arc. And kind of tie everything back up. Kind of getting a huge group together and fighting this external threat that's like bigger and better than anything that we've ever seen. And I feel like there's some kind of weight to that in terms of like, this is something we've never seen to a huge degree in Dragon Ball. I mean, like, there are certain things that kind of come close. We'll talk about them later. But, guys, what do y'all think about that?
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage? Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, yeah. Yeah, no. When you first said it to me...
Mark, are you okay? Mark, are you okay?
When you first said it to me...
I was just thinking of Dexter. Like, that's
Give
all
the man
I'm
some
saying.
cheese, man.
Give him some omelette du fromage, baby.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Seriousness.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, on a legitimate kind of front, when you actually did come to me and you suggested the idea for the video, my first initial thought was, well, they can't win, because that involves killing all the main characters, and I'll be like, well, that's a very short video. But no, when you kind of went into a bit more what you mean is sort of like, you know, how far can they push them back kind of thing, like, how deep should this arc get them in the shit before they have to kind of go, okay, you know, we need to pull everything out. And yeah, I mean, I think realistically, you know, they've got the best setup to do this for a serious villain at this point, because, you know, they've got a potential Kaioshin going around, and infecting the future, destroying timeline, got a clone of Goku, and doing all this stuff. I mean, if they were really ever going to try and push them to their limits, this would be the time to do it. And when it seems like Black Goku gets stronger every time they fight, and you know how he seems to take parts of Goku's powers from every time they've fought so far, you've got to assume that the next time they fight, he's going to be even stronger than he was last time. And he still whipped their asses that time. So, yeah, I think there's a good chance that this could go that far.
And yeah, I'll echo the fact that when you initially came to me, I was thinking, how are they going to actually lose? How are they going to, you know, are they going to die? But you said it before, the one way for them to lose is just escape as far back as possible. And I'm not talking about timelines. I'm talking about escaping back to another universe, Universe 6. And it's going to be a excellent way to tie things in, just like how we saw Gowasu looking at the fight between Hit and Goku. And just that one little scene tied in and made the Goku and Hit 5 very relevant. Them going back to Universe 6 and trying to weave in the fact that Beerus did Champa a favor by giving him the wish, pretty much by wishing the Earth back. That could be Beerus's impetus to say, hey, look, I sorted you out, you owe me one, we need help, and we see a Universe 6 and Universe 7 team up, and it would really work. I think it's going to work.
I'm sorry, but just in terms of like actually setting up the Omniversal tournament, if we can get more of these characters from Universe 6 to kind of be introduced and act as like kind of protagonists in their own right. And I did a video with MJ at Geekless TV when he was talking about like, wouldn't it be cool, you know, to some degree, like having to see like Frost kind of take a heel to face turn, and like that would be kind of really cool, especially when you start feeling for the guy around the tournament. That would be really kind of interesting to see at some point. This would be something to do, and it, you know, just going off of what Toriyama even said before coming into this arc was like, look, this is going to be this is going to be inter-universal. Zeno's going to get involved in something. And we haven't necessarily seen that. I mean, we've seen Zamasu coming from Universe 10, but it's still pretty much stayed to Universe 6, or 7, I mean, yeah.
And it would be really good if Zamasu could just take take Universe 7 hostage. Go on, Mark. Don't let him talk, Mark. Don't let him talk.
Omelette de fromage!
Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry, Kanji. We're just not gonna let you talk.
That's fine. I don't want the microphone anymore. You guys go ahead, fucking assholes.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Please go on.
It's fine. I mean, to go back to what I was gonna say about like 5 minutes ago, when we were still talking about the thing when it was relevant, if they did go back to the Earth in Universe 6, it would be typical Toriyama fashion if they actually tried to harbour themselves in Universe 6 and go to the planet Earth. And like Champa's like, yeah, you know what, yeah, you can come back to Earth, that's fine, do whatever you got to do. And then Beerus is almost like, even though I wished Earth back for you, I mean, you're being so understanding about the whole situation. It's like, yeah, you wished the Earth back, but you didn't wish any people there, so at least somebody will be inhabiting it. And it's just an empty, barren wasteland of a planet when they get there. It's just a couple of old shops and everything. It's like, so when did the human race die out on this planet? Before they invented ramen noodles, apparently.
To talk about the actual Zamasu and Black winning, at what point are we talking? Because they've won pretty much already, haven't they? The past few rounds where they forced them to go back to their own timeline. So are we assuming that the next time they meet, all of them, including Beerus and Whis, maybe, are going to get their ass handed to them?
I feel like that might have to be, because like you said, they keep getting stronger. Obviously, we don't know if Beerus can take out Zamasu if he is immortal. I really kind of hope not, because that just seems kind of counterintuitive to the whole concept of being immortal. But it's really up to how they decide to, you know, play it out. I think the fact that if they cannot step to Goku Black and Zamasu, then they're going to have to retreat at some level, because if Zamasu is the one kind of, you know, calling the shots at this point, and he has those other time rings that can put him into the main timeline, then there's nothing stopping them going to that main timeline and just fucking everyone's shit up. So
I would really like to see the fact that what you were going and saying there was the kind of idea that with Zamasu being immortal, because, you know, actually, can I mention anything about upcoming episodes, or?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, spoiler alert to everybody who doesn't want to know about upcoming episodes. I'll give you a couple seconds here of ramblings for you to go and click pause or whatever, or skip. But anyway, so anyway, since you've done that, basically we know that Beerus is going to kill Zamasu in one of the next episodes. But obviously we can all assume that it's the one in the present day Zamasu. So that to me basically says that I think they might do a thing where they might go straight there afterwards to see if that's affected anything. Trunks should be smart enough to know that it wouldn't, but if that was the case, I really don't understand why they're still trying to take care of it in the present anyway. But anyway, if they kill him and then they head to the future, and Beerus tries to do it again and realizes it doesn't work, and he panics and tells everybody to go back to the present timeline, and he stays there to fight Zamasu. You know, I would like that. I think that would be cool.
I feel like this idea, and it's something that while we haven't necessarily seen anyone be pushed to this brink of like, oh my god, we're never going to win this, like this is too big of a fight for us to fight. We haven't necessarily seen that outside of Dragon Ball GT, where, you know, after Goku gets pummeled into the ground by Omega Shenron, and then Vegeta's just like, look, everyone, leave. Like, we're done here. There's no way we can win.
Arc.
Well, they didn't. They went to fight Baby. I mean, to the most part, like, they went to fight Baby. The fight continued, even though there was like that like level of, oh my god, there's no way we can win. They were still fighting. I'm talking about like the giving up aspect that Vegeta brought to that particular scene, where he's like, look, just leave. It's up to you to continue the fight that your fathers couldn't finish. And everything like that is a very emotional, impacting scene for me, and it's a really interesting concept to take into Dragon Ball Super at this point, that Zamasu is something that's greater than anything that they've ever fought before, and it requires them not only to abandon like the fight, but also abandon Earth and their universe entirely, because now we have the capability to do that. And just seeing them like having to go and grovel to Champa or something, like it would be so funny, like the comedic potential of actually seeing Champa and Beerus like fight over the fact that like Beerus is like, I can't beat him, and he's like, you can't beat a freaking Kaioshin, like god damn it, like you know, like he's like, you don't understand, he's like, oh bullshit, and then like maybe Champa can go and get hurt or something. I don't know, the possibilities are open. I feel like in order for Super to start weaving together its stories, the best thing they could possibly do is figure out a reason for this like intergalactic thing to be so incredibly dangerous that they have to actually go in there and they have to escape to Universe 6, which makes the whole last arc of the Universe 6 tournament relevant. And that's about, you know, that's all I can really think of. It'd be really amazing if they can actually get up there and do that.
I quite like the idea of that, actually. They've got like a potential to just go to the future timeline or whatever whilst they're stuck in Universe 6. And like Beerus comes back and he's like, you can't beat a freaking Kaioshin. And then Champa literally just goes into the future, but then literally 2 seconds later in the episode comes back. Yeah, holding his arm, and he just sits down all grumpy with like his ear bent and everything like that. He's just like, fuck you guys.
He calls for Vados, gives him a massage. Vados!
That would actually be really funny. It's like there's no fight shown. It's just like him coming back in bandages.
Yeah, like because obviously like 2 seconds have literally just like gone in real time. But for Champa, he's gone to the future and got battered and come back.
It's just I really like the idea of Black and Zamasu just holding the whole Universe 7 hostage and just making it all theirs, taking over the whole universe. That's how you could include Zeno. And then the potential for if there's a partnership between Universe 6 and 7 to take out Zamasu and Black, it would just make everything better, by giving the past arc relevance, as you said, but also for the future arc when they do the multi-universal, omni-universal, whatever you want to call it, universal tournament, you can just, it makes that connection between Universe 6 and Universe 7 more than just a twin connection. They fought alongside each other against this grey eye evil. I don't know, it'll just work, but I don't see Zamasu and Black needing to die right now. The thing is, I think that they're such great characters that they need to actually, you've convinced me, they need to win. They need to make them push. They need to push them back.
I feel obviously it would help to keep the story going, because we know we have at least 72 episodes, and I feel like the way this story is playing out, that we're not ending anytime soon. So we have like, at this point they have 14 episodes left to fill. I mean, there's still there's like an entire arc worth of super arc completely left to fill at this point. So it's open. It's open for anything to happen at this point. And I feel like, you know, if they can kind of, you know, unite Universe 6 and 7, plus it makes a whole lot of sense. A video I did with Dino on my channel a little while ago, it makes a lot of sense why Universe 7 would be Zamasu's kind of like base of operations, other than Universe 10, where he was basically born and raised, or even just kind of was existing, is because there's enough evidence in Dragon Ball Super at this point to suggest that the Dragon Balls are only in Universe 6 and 7. And that they're very much tied to those universes and nobody else has them. So why wouldn't Zamasu and Black want to basically make their home of operations, even if it's an entire universe, basically the only place where they can make a limited wish?
I love the idea of the fact this god of creation can't actually create anything and has to rely on the Dragon Balls to do everything for him. He's fucking good at his job, isn't he? Unless it actually turns out that he made Black Goku, then realistically he is useless at his job. And that
Well, he's not a god of creation. He never finished his training.
So he didn't actually learn to create anything in his entire training.
Nope. He learned how to make tea.
He created a cup of tea. Yeah.
That's the first 100 years of God training, is learning how to make the best cup of tea.
And if he fucking kills Guasu with it after all that anyway, you never finished your training!
You have to upgrade from Lipton's to Louisiana to to Earl Grey.
To black coffee.
Exactly. So guys, I want you to kind of go into the comment section below and tell us what you think about this in terms of, do you think Goku, Black, and Zamasu should actually win this, or do you think that we're just going to get they're going to go back into the future at some point and they're going to fight until basically everything's said and done? And would you like to see the guys from Universe 6 and 7 go out and, actually fight together instead of actually being enemies on the tournament ring or something? Anyway, guys, do y'all have anything left you want to say?
I think I agree with you. I'd like it to happen, but I think logically all that's going to happen is over the next couple episodes, they're going to go and sort this out with Zamasu in the present, and then once he's gone, there is literally that's the end of a lot of the investigation in the present arc, which means the only thing that's left to do in the arc is to go to the future and finish that. So I think once that happens, I think we're on the road to ending the arc. And that's I'm afraid that's just kind of what I think about it, because I don't see why they'd end him in the present and then just have such a long gap before they figure out a way to do it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, same force as Kanji, and at the same time, if they do end it like that, I can be happy and say that it's been a good arc. Black and Zamasu, if they do end it like how Kanji said, they've shown enough to warrant a very top-tier villain status in Dragon Ball. Of course, if they were to push away the rest of the Z fighters and, Beerus and Whis, it would make them even better. But, you know what? We're just been a bit greedy. And they've done enough. They've done enough to cement them as top-tier villains.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just about to say, I'm not gonna say that that I would be shocked if they do follow that train of thought and they do go that way. The only thing that kind of gets me is I expected, to be perfectly honest, when they first went to the future, I expected that to be where the fight ended. So the fact they actually lost that one at all and had to come back and regroup, that made me happy. So if they do finish it next time they go to the future, which I think they probably will, because if they have to go to the future 2 or 3 times, I do think it gets a bit overkill by the third. If they have to keep going to the future, coming back, losing, going to the present, then going back, losing, and then coming back, and then going again, you know what I mean? I think 2 is probably enough of the same recycled storyline, unless Zamasu and Goku Black find a way of coming back into the other timeline in Universe 7. But yeah,
which is possible. They actually could. We don't know yet. They actually could, and I feel like that would probably be the best for story-wise. Instead of them going back into the future, Zamasu and Black make their way kind of permanently into the past somehow. We don't really know how that would be possible, and then push them out. One thing I really want to say about what Dimzy was saying is, yes, they might have been kind of built up to be top-tier characters or top-tier villains at this point, but let's be fair. They've been around for 11, 12 episodes at most. And we're talking about even in back in Dragon Ball days, most people would get 30 episodes.
If I could point out one of the most memorable villain besides Baby and GT was Omega Shenron, and he was in it for 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily fair because the Black Star, the dragon,
it was rushed,
the Shadow Dragons were rushed, but also the implications that brought them about was also somewhat iconic. That was tied together to the whole series, in my opinion. And all those events creating Omega Shenron was something that was actually, if if not entirely plausible or just like interesting, it was for the most part, it was just kind of creative, I think. Like, it was something for us to get invested in because like all this bad karma is coming back on them, even though they had good intentions. Like, everything that they had done throughout the series led to this particular moment, and that's what makes Omega Shenron like really memorable as a villain, not the fact that he is just an interesting character, which I don't necessarily think he is.
No, that's fair enough. I agree with that. I was just sort of saying, like, enough people remember it, and I don't know how many people look into the depth of the storyline. I hope just as many people do, but I do think there's a lot of people out there that just kind of went, oh, that happened in Dragon Ball. That's an enemy. I remember that guy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like, in terms of like what makes someone a good villain, I mean, like, Frieza had Boo had 90 episodes, basically. Like, and Frieza had 60 something. Like, I mean, there's a lot, like, and you compare that to Goku Black and Zamasu, and they've only had like 10 or 12, and if you're talking about it's going to end in the next couple episodes here, and they're not going to push it to 72, which would only give them near 30, like not even 30 episodes, but just near 30 episodes of being antagonists, like that's interesting in my opinion. So I don't necessarily I think they have made their stamp, especially since Zamasu is the first immortal, like canonized villain that we've ever seen. But we're just really going to have to see how they progress this story. And I feel like, yes, we've already seen Goku Black versus Vegeta or Goku, and then we had them go back into the future. I think we need like one more. If we have one more fight, which everyone kind of believes will end it, and they win, like, the antagonists win, they force everyone to like, retreat and pity and everything and like regroup and organize. Like, that would be something so jaw dropping that would be like, this series has just gotten so much better, in my opinion. So I think it's
going to turn into the Hunger Games if it does that. We've got all these districts, and then they've got to go make an underground bunker and try and overthrow.
With Hit and all the like, I know I've been talking about this a lot recently, but I want Hit and everyone to come back, and I feel like there are so many interesting ways that they can do it that I really hope this series takes advantage of. But we're just going to have to wait and see, really.
It's just, I think to myself, like, if they could somehow regroup in Universe 6 and Zeno gets involved, and because Zamasu's immortal and Zeno can't override the power of the Super Dragon Balls, and they seal off Universe 7, and then they go into the Omni Universal Tournament, and then they come back to Zamasu and Black later, could be a really nice way.
They are that last universe.
That would be interesting to consider. Like, wouldn't that be interesting to consider the fact that, like, well, yeah, what if they had to, like, say what Kanji was saying, right? Like, they wish back Universe 6 Earth, but there's nobody on it, so they have to use the Super Dragon Balls to wish everyone from Earth to Universe 6's Earth, and they just change universes because they can't deal with them. Like,
yeah, and that's why, like, at the end of the Boo arc and everything, and you start to the end of the Z, and they're like, yeah, nothing bad's happened. It's been peaceful since then. Like, it's literally, it's true. Nothing bad happened to Universe 6.
But another thing is, if they do want to make another wish, Zamasu or Black, they need to go back into Universe 6 to get a few Dragon Balls, surely. So,
well, I mean, who knows? Like,
I think they need to be sealed away, not defeated, sealed away, Garlic Jr.-esque, whatever, into their own little isolated dimension, isolated universe. Make Universe 7 a no-go zone.
Yeah, like, completely. That would, guys, I'm convinced that would be the coolest fucking ending ever, because it would completely, like, solidify, like Goku can't do everything. Like, if Goku can get over that, it would be a huge, like, character development for him. It's like, look, I can't win. And it's like, this is the best thing that we could possibly do is just seal off Universe 6 and, like, or Universe 7 and just take root in, like, the populationless Universe 6's Earth.
They have their own little capsule corp, and then Kabe comes in and says, "Hey, Mom," and then Bulma's like, "What the hell's going on here?" It would be really nice in that sense. Make all the characters make use of them as well.
Yeah,
I really like the idea of, like, Hercule somehow finding, like, Hercule becomes the universe's savior after that. Like, he's like the Omni King actually thinks that Hercule, like, saved the entire Omniverse at the very end of it. And
then it goes back to our video about Hercule being Zeno's friend.
Yeah. Goku gives him the Omni to the Omni King.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we've been going on for about 25 minutes here. I hope you really enjoyed the video because I know we did. A lot of this was like really off the top of our heads, but I hope like it gives you some kind of idea about what you want to see going forward in Dragon Ball Super. Do you think that Zamasu and Goku Black could actually win this thing? And if they do, how would you like to see that, like, play out? Anyway, go into the comment section below if you've gotten this far, and make sure to hashtag Krillinit, because I'm trying to make that a thing. And anyway, guys, we'll catch you on the next video.
I'm gonna do it for the march.
Bye.
What happened?